You're an absolute idiot. And hold up, before you start yelling at me in the comments for saying this, let me explain why and let me explain how we can fix this. So this right here is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Right now you're probably around here with the most confidence but the least competence, meaning you think you know a lot more than you actually do. As you get smarter, as your competence increases, you realize how much you didn't know before. Therefore, you're losing all your confidence, as you can see here, but you're gaining your competence. So you can see the graphic, it works out perfectly. In order to realize that though, you have to first accept that there is more to learn. You have to accept that it's gonna go back up eventually, that there is more to learn. So if you're confident that you're just naturally gifted, that you know a lot more than you actually should know, then you're probably not that intelligent. So there is probably more to learn. Let's figure out how. So we have to first identify weak points. And most common ones are, speech, probably confidence, probably listening skills. Damn, my hair is horrible right now. I just came back from the gym, so I'm like all sweaty and stuff. That's the strategy. I've just been recording these videos after the gym. Also, it's raining outside, which is strange for LA, but I like it. It's nice sounds in the background. All right, but Another common weak points are style, discipline, etc. List can go on. Everyone has a ton of weak points. So we have to make a conscious effort to improve every single day. Every day we have to be constantly improving. It's not gonna happen for us because, as you can tell, if you want it to happen for you, you're gonna be right around here. You're gonna be on this little slope right here, maybe even on the rise up. You're gonna think you know a lot more than you actually do. As we make a conscious effort to improve, as we make a conscious effort to learn more, we're going to be going down this graph. Our competence is going to increase because we're going to be learning more. So then we're going to realize, oh shoot, there's a lot more information that I don't know. And that's good because then you're going to want to learn more. So your confidence is going to go down. You're going to feel like you know absolutely nothing. You're going to feel like you're not meant to be where you are. And this is where most people quit, around here, because they get to a point where they realize they actually weren't ready to proceed with whatever challenges they're taking on. So you're going to be around here, you're going to want to quit, but you have to keep going because your confidence is going to go back up after. So right now you're probably on that peak. Ways to get around this, it's pretty simple. Most people know these things already. So I'll dive right into it. We'll start off with reading every single day. Reading every single day. And I'm saying, don't miss a single day. And you might be thinking, well, how am I going to read every single day when I might have school all day, then I might have to go to sports, then I might have to do other stuff, eat dinner, hang with my family. I don't have time to read for half an hour to an hour every single day. Yeah, no duh, bro. Obviously you're not going to be able to read for that long. So what you're going to do is, or every single day, you could do it here and there. So what you're going to do though is you're just going to here and there read 1 page a day. Just one page a day. It takes 1 minute, maybe even, depending on what book you're reading, it could take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes max probably. Bro, you just gotta sit down and practice the act of starting. And this is gonna increase your knowledge a little bit. If you're just getting a little bit of knowledge each day, that's better than you were last year gaining no knowledge each day. Think about it. You just need to make little improvements. So you're gonna read every single day and you wanna be consistent with it. The act of starting to read, the act of actually, see if I have a book, the act of actually grabbing a book and flipping it open and reading a single page, it's better than you were last year, because last year you weren't even picking up a book, or maybe you weren't. Hopefully you were. If you were picking up a book, maybe not every day, practice every single day just picking it up and reading a page. As you can see here, I've read this book multiple times. I've highlighted through it. This is the $100 startup. I'm destroying this thing right now. Hold up, just messed it up. This is the $100 startup right here, and highly recommend it if you want to get into business and you don't have a lot of money to start. $100 startup, you can start a business with $100. You can probably start a business with $0 to your name online. It's possible. Anything's possible now with online. If you need another book to read, I would start with, honestly, if you're into business, do the $100 startup. This helped me a ton. Launch my first business and helps me even able to grow my personal brand from 0 to 300,000 followers in less than a year. So helps out a ton. Other books I would recommend, I'm pretty sure the first book I read when I got back into reading, because I was off of reading for a while, then I got back into it. The first book I read, I think, was Atomic Habits. Highly recommend it. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, you've probably heard about it like 100 times if you're on self-improvement. Atomic Habits, 100%, give it a read. 10 out of 10 book. It will genuinely change your life. Like, I don't say that about a lot of things, but Atomic Habits would actually change your life. So give that a read if it's your first read in a while. Maybe even try out things like The Way of the Superior Man if you're interested in like spirituality. You could do, what other books are there? Like, if you want a really complicated one, there are, I think it's The 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. That right there will increase your knowledge a ton. So if you want to practice challenging yourself with more articulate language, check out The 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. I'm pretty sure that's the title. I read it once, like a year ago, and I'm telling you right now, that's a real challenge. So if you want to take on a challenge of a book, check that one out. And your vocabulary, your speech will probably improve just by reading it. There's also a ton of good information in it, so give that a read whenever you have the chance. If you're new to reading though, do not start with that. You're gonna want to hate reading and you're gonna want to quit. So stay away from that book. All right, next thing I'd recommend is podcasts. So podcasts are a great way to just squeeze out knowledge and just gain as much knowledge as possible so you can go along the graph as fast as possible and like start realizing how much you actually need to know. So as you're listening to people who are already over here, so if you listen to people who have already gone through the Dunning-Kruger effect and are at the confidence and competence area where they have both, they have a ton of knowledge to share, and it's going to help you get from point A to point B. That's the whole thing. Self-improvement is all point A to point B. You're starting here, how am I going to get to here? And the way you learn that is by listening to people who have been successful. You listen to their story, you listen to their habits, their systems, the way they've gone through it all, and you just follow that. You just follow it, and then eventually you'll go from point A to point B. So podcasts, ones I'd recommend: Chris Williamson, great one. George Janko, he just kind of started it up. He was on Impulsive, like Logan Paul's podcast, and he just started up his own. If you're religious, if you're interested in, a lot of these popular influencers, like how they are in a more genuine sense versus, their online life, because a lot of people, they over-exaggerate their life. So if you want to see what they actually are like behind the scenes, I think George Janko is really good for that. And you'll learn a ton about how people actually are, because you're not getting the over-exaggerated part of it. So then you can see how they're actually managing the Dunning-Kruger effect being over here, knowing a lot more than you do. So it's all about listening to people who know more than you do. If you're new to all of this, just find people who know more than you do and just listen to them. Just listen to how they speak, listen to how they explain things. Even just that, you'll become more articulate by listening to how they talk. Listen to Jordan Peterson, listen to his podcasts, listen to his speeches, listen to how he talks and just analyze it, repeat it. Try to imagine you're Jordan Peterson whenever you're talking to someone and just try to pronounce your language in that manner. So then you're adopting his habits into your own life instantly. And do that with everyone you listen to. What the whole point of podcasts, in my opinion, sure, you get great knowledge out of it, but you also can understand how people act. You can hear people's backstories. Like Alex Hormozy has a ton of good podcasts where he talks about his come up, and it's just, you learn a ton about what you're doing wrong probably, because he explains mistakes he made. He explains things he could have done better. Listen to those, try it out, and basically you just need anything that gives you knowledge. Another thing, journal. Bro, look at this. Look how many journals I got. I barely even journal, and I have look at this. What is that? 5 right here. I have 2 more in my closet because I can't fit them all on my desk. Bro, get a ton of journals. I got this for $10 on Amazon. I got 6 journals or something insane. Just get a ton of these cheap journals. You don't have to get good ones. And just write stuff. I have a self-reflection / direction journal. My handwriting's horrible, but in here I have stuff I just draw out business graphs. I just kind of recap my day. I create storyboards of where I want to be, just to be able to visualize the work ethic I need to put in. You write stuff out, explain schedules. You can do everything in journals. I also have a book breakdowns journal, so I break down books in this. So whenever I read the $100 Startup, after I read my 30 minutes for the day, I would hop in this journal, write stuff down. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't been doing it as much recently. You can see that I've only filled up like, this much of it. I've only filled up that much, and I've had it for 4 months or something. So, I need to get better at the book reflection thing. I also have, where is it? I have a call breakdown journal. So whenever let me see, I don't even know what's in this one, to be honest. I'm pretty sure, audience building. Yeah, so this is like after I do a call with someone, or after I do a group call. Like I do coaching calls sometimes. I would just write down, I do coaching calls for like starting personal brands. I'm not selling you anything, I'm just telling you so you know about me. But I would just kind of write down what I could have done better. I would watch the call back because I record them, and then I just practice my speech, listen to how I'm talking, listen to how I'm acting to improve. You got to get crazy obsessed with these things if you want to actually succeed. Another thing, we have the Bible study journal. You need one of these if you're a Christian or any religion. Even, you just write down things about the religion and how you're going on the right path, basically. So like spirituality, like even if you aren't religious, just write down stuff about like meditation, or how you're thinking, or your mind, because you need all these aspects in your life. You dig deep. You're going to learn how to express your ideas through journaling. You're going to learn how to write. You're going to learn how to dig deep into your vocabulary. And I'm pretty sure it's a study shown that writing and reading words is more effective for your speech and vocabulary and knowledge retention than listening to podcasts. So although podcasts are really good for you, and you're going to learn a ton about people who you actually like in a very condensed manner, because it takes people maybe a year to write a book at least. So being able to just hear someone talk for an hour and a half, like unfiltered, spitting out knowledge, you're going to get all the small details, you're going to get all the information you need, and it's going to help you out a ton. So try all these things out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and stop being an idiot, and let's fill the comments up with the most productive comments I've ever seen on YouTube, or anyone's ever seen on YouTube. Let's change the game.